Hey everyone, Mark and Joey here on a Sunday morning. And typically Sundays are kind of quiet for us because all the sports are happening and we do our recap shows on Monday. But you know what? Sundays are going to be NFL pretty soon. And so we're using Sundays to do our NFL camps.
And not much on today.
Our recaps and our projections for each team. And we're down to our last two teams. It's you don't realize how many teams are in the NFL today trying to recap all of their camps there. And so, but first of all, I want to mention the website, ultimatesportschannel.com. Please check in there and make it your favorite. Set it up as your opening every day on your computer. You get to see all the news stories. We have news feeds in there on all the sports that are happening in the world, and you get a chance to read a lot of them. I go through it every day thinking, wow, you could never do all the shows. Thank God there's thousands of people around the world doing these kinds of shows. But you can read about them. You can also see tape and other podcasts and things like that on certain sports that might interest you that we just don't have the great knowledge to get onto our program. And so that's why we set up the news feed in the first place. So please go there, set that up. Also within that, you get to see all the podcast channels we're on in case you would rather hear this in audio than video. Or if you're hearing this in audio, you can go in video. And then also our sponsors are there too.
Then you won't get to see our pretty faces. Right?
Yeah, and thank God for that. So anyway, take a look at the website. Also, we want to mention our sponsor, CoolEyeCover.com. As that kind of gives the impression of sunglasses. And so they've got a site full of really quality glasses. We had them on before a couple months ago, got some feedback about, we're talking about quality stuff that we need in sports and sitting outside as fans for 3 and 4 hours. And there was a lot of cheaper varieties on there. Rebranded now to higher quality glasses. I think the cheapest you can find on is $30, $40. So it's that kind of glasses, but we all need that. If we're going to go out and sit 3, 4 hours and watch a sporting event like baseball or football in the good weather, and you forget about winter sometimes in football, but the winter sun is worse than the summer sun sometimes, so you need to have those glasses because of the glare and everything else. So anyway, head over there, pick up some glasses that are really quality, will really help you out playing the sport, and that's another thing to remember, even when you're playing golf, what you do, you need them on when you're walking. I mean, you take them off when you hit the ball, but you need them on when you're walking to protect those eyes. So there you go. If you could go over there and help our sponsor and you get good quality there.
There's a couple other ones too. Another one is Ben Shaw makes cool beer mugs. Speaking of being in the summer, stuff like that. Enjoy the cool one with the cool cup that you got there. So just go to our website, ultimatesportschannel.com, and see what we got to offer.
Exactly. And we do try to get discounts where we can for you. So check in and use the links that we have on the website there. So definitely. Anyway, on to Atlanta. One of the quandaries of this division, for sure. Almost destroyed, I think, since the 2083 Super Bowl. And will they recover from that and become a Super Bowl team that they clearly have the talent to become?
Well, first off, I want to say Tom Brady and New England Patriots are just ruthless when it comes to
aren't they?
The 28-3 lead. Apparently, their ring had 283 diamonds on it. And then his salary is $28.3 million going forward in his new contract. So they're just ruthless when it comes to this. So quick recap. Yes, they gave up a 28-3 point lead in the goddamn Super Bowl because of stupid coaching and stupid plays.
That's okay. We loved it. We made a bunch of money.
We made a bunch of money, and it was the greatest comeback in NFL history. So it's all good. But did it linger into last year? Absolutely.
Yeah.
Sorry. Oh my God! It was 3 years ago.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's lingered since though, so you're still pretty right with your comment.
Wow,
there.
It's still lingering, I guess maybe. Yeah. So I think it's still kind of held over their heads a little bit. Unfortunately, they haven't been able to make the quick recovery and get back to the playoffs and really make a run at another Super Bowl title since then.
But they better get at it. Their quarterback's not going to be around forever.
Well, yeah, and I think they will. I like this season coming up for Atlanta. I think they're a wild card team. I've already said I like the Saints to win this division. I think that's just because of the consistency of the Saints. I have more faith in that, and they got more weapons. But I think Atlanta could be a wild card team. We've said this about maybe there's 4 divisions, maybe 2 or 3 of the divisions each have a team that I think can compete for the wild card. I think Atlanta is certainly one of them. You think of the Seahawks division, they got 2. Dallas has 2.
Yeah.
Green Bay has 2. Everyone's got 2, but that's the point of it. You're going to battle it out. They definitely will be one of the teams battling out for that last spot. So I'm really looking at Atlanta to hopefully be one of those teams. I think they got to be. I mean, really, when it comes down to it, you got Julio Jones, you got Matt Ryan, you got a great running back, Devontae Freeman.
Yeah.
You got a pretty good defense that actually stepped up in the back half of last year when the offense kind of went sour. You got Sanu, I think he's still there. You got Gabriel, who's a young receiver, looked good last year opposite Julio Jones. Like, I really don't know what you're missing to get yourself back in the playoffs and give yourself a run at a title. This has to happen for you.
This is make or break for Matt Ryan as far as I'm concerned. Matter of fact, I think Atlanta has to restructure their team if they don't get it there.
There's a bunch of quarterbacks I think you should see moved, but he's the number one quarterback that I think has to make it happen because of everything around him,
Yeah.
I just think, we talk about Detroit, we talk about, Carolina, yeah, but that's because their teams are actually bad. This team actually has so much potential. I don't understand why they can't get it to the playoffs every year and really make runs for it. And really, in my mind, you got two weak opponents in Carolina and Tampa that you should have 4 wins against. And if you're not winning both those games, that's bad. You know, they should beat these two teams. They're that talented. They're that good. And Matt Ryan gets all this praise, man. You got to get yourself back to a Super Bowl, and you got to get one for you. This is bad.
Well, he gets praised like Aaron Rodgers gets praised, and neither one of them, they got one Super Bowl between two of them.
I know, and it's just because they can put up numbers. But I tell you what, these days, putting up numbers does not impress me.
Yeah.
All these quarterbacks can put up numbers, and, they think that's the way to win Super Bowls. It's not the way to win Super Bowls. Got to have a full all-around team, well-structured. And Matt Ryan's got to get it done with this team because they have built it around him, and they've built a good receiving core. They built a good running back. And even on defense, like I said, the back half of last year, their defense was horrible beginning of the year, and they were putting up all these points. All of a sudden, their defense got good, and they couldn't put up points anymore.
It's almost like they put a strategy in place to try and help that and ruin both sides of the ball.
Yeah, like the defense got good, and I think this defense can hold their own. But Matt Ryan, when I mean defense hold their own, they should only have to hold their other teams to like 21 points because this offense should put up 30 every single game. And you're right. This is a season for Matt Ryan. He's got to go earn that title of the job that he has. Otherwise, they got to think of something because this is brutal that they can't even make the playoffs.
Yeah.
Not go for another Super Bowl. I get it. If we're in a situation, he's making the playoffs, he can't get to a Super Bowl. There's no discussion.
That's hard anyway.
That's hard to do. Yeah, that's hard to do. But he can't get in the playoffs. Even Russell Wilson in Seattle, I'll give him one thing. They make the playoffs a lot.
So last year.
They made it last year.
I'm sorry, yeah. It was 2 years ago.
He's had an 8-year career. They missed the playoffs one time.
Yeah.
I can forgive that now that we got to figure a way to get the Super Bowl again because we have that team too. But Matt Ryan can't even get in the playoffs. Can't get a wild card spot. 10-6, Matt Ryan. 9-7-1, Matt Ryan. Get it done, man. This has to happen this year.
Yeah, there's just no excuses anymore, and this is a team that either it happens or you dismantle it and start all over again.
I think so. You get a lot of trade bait to do it.
Well, Julio Jones himself will bring amazing numbers. So they need to do something this year, I think, or it's time to move on.
Yeah, definitely. I thought you were going to continue there. Yeah, definitely. Julio Jones, you think of what he can get.
What a waste of talent he is.
Waste of talent. And his red zone numbers are sadly poor, and that's, in my mind, all in the coaching and Matt Ryan. First of all, what we always see about great receiver, if you're going to have one, that means you got to throw it to him 15 times a game. I don't understand having one and then not throwing it to him. Now, I'm a big fan of spreading the ball around, but it's usually on a team with a bunch of good receivers, not a great one like him. You got to give him the ball, give him his opportunities. But you got
to give the ball to those guys. They'll make the catch. That's what
my
you have
point.
to rely on.
You got to give him the one-on-one balls.
Catches he makes sometimes are ridiculous.
Honestly, here's what I'm doing. You got Gabriel, you got Sanu. They're doing slant routes. He's going deep every time. And really, Matt Ryan's got to throw that ball deep 10 times. And if he comes down with, honestly, 50% of those balls, they should be significant enough that matters to you, right?
Yeah, for sure.
So, I'm just looking at it. Yeah, you got him, Devontae Freeman out of the backfield, by the way, who's a great weapon, receiving or running. And honestly, they gave him the ball in the Super Bowl. They would have won the Super Bowl because guess what? They would have wasted the time and probably won that game. So, I'm looking at something like that. But worst case is, if you're not good, the trade bait you can get, one Matt Ryan, I think of so many teams that could use him. Tennessee with a great defense. Even the Colts as a good backup. It would be tough for Matt Ryan to accept that.
Yeah, I don't think that's happening.
Andrew Luck could go down in a heartbeat. They couldn't afford it, but that'd be something there. You think of Pittsburgh. If Ben Roethlisberger went down somewhat throughout the season, he could go there. So there might be a potential midseason. If they're not doing anything, trade Matt Ryan, trade Julio Jones. As far as I'm concerned, you've wasted it. Even if you waited for Drew Brees to retire 2 years from now, Matt Ryan's in his 30s,
he's not a youngster.
guys.
Yeah,
he's not
exactly.
a kid. And I think the Saints have good backup plans in there for him. So, I just see it as you got the talent now, you got a team now. If you can't get it done, I'd give yourself maybe 2 years. You got to start trading these boys. And Julio Jones right now, receivers are everything it seems to be for NFL teams, even though they shouldn't be. You can get a pretty package, maybe to a team like Jacksonville or something like that, with Nick Foles over there. So there's teams that need it. There's teams that can have it. And you have it. So either use it to your advantage and get to the playoffs or trade it away.
Well, I would say this is the only division where we have 2 question mark teams.
Yeah,
depending on their
although
quarterback.
I feel like I'm pretty sure they'll work out the kinks and be a wildcard team. But you're right, they could easily be a question mark. I mean, obviously last year we didn't expect them to be as bad as they were.
Yeah.
So obviously they've proven to be a question mark team. They really shouldn't. They really should be a team that going into this season, every analyst, every fan is going, we're confident we're getting that wild card spot behind New Orleans, and maybe even upsetting New
I was going
Orleans.
to say with New Orleans, yeah.
Maybe even upsetting New Orleans. Yet you're right, they've made themselves a question mark team when they really shouldn't be.
So there you are, Atlanta. Will they be good? Will they be bad?
I'm going with 10-6 off the top, assuming they can use their talent to their best advantage. 10-6. If they get 12-4, they can take this division from New Orleans.
Yeah,
But
they
unlikely.
could.
All right, let's
they?
commit to 10-6. Let's commit to 10-6.
I think them and Carolina are the flip-flop teams because one will be better than we
I
think.
have more faith in Atlanta.
And one will be worse
More
than we think.
faith in
So I think they're the flip-flop teams with the question marks in this division, with New Orleans winning it. So there we go. Atlanta. Toss up.
10-6.
Toss up for me.
10-6.
And we'll be going and finishing up our NFL camps and projections with Tampa
Bay.
Bay coming up next.
We're pretty certain on this team.